you'll be shocked by circus freaks that actually existed in real life. Today, we'll show you the story behind each of them and what they're really like. Curious? Join us and let's go. Number 18. The Human Torso. Prince Randian, born in 1871 in British Guiana, was born without arms or legs due to a condition called tetra amelia syndrome. But where many would see impossibility, Randian saw endless opportunities. With incredible determination, he learned to perform everyday tasks using only his mouth. His most famous act consisted of lighting and smoking a cigarette without anyone's help. P.T. Barnum, recognizing his unique potential, hired him for his circus. Randian was not only an extraordinary artist, he was a natural intellectual. He spoke 4 languages fluently, was married, and had 5 children. His story shows us that the real disability is not in the body, but in the limitations we impose on ourselves. Number 17. Myrtle Corbin. From the hills of Tennessee came one of the most extraordinary stories in show business. Myrtle Corbin was born in 1868 with an extremely rare condition: 2 separate hips, each with its own pair of legs, an anatomical configuration that defied medical understanding at the time. Instead of hiding, Myrtle turned her uniqueness into art. At just 13 years old, she was already one of the main attractions at Barnum's circus. Her ability to move all 4 legs independently left audiences speechless. But her greatest achievement was on the personal front. She married James Clinton Bicknell and had 4 children, proving that physical limitations are no obstacle to a full and happy life. Number 16. The Lobster Boy. Born in 1937, Grady Stiles Jr. was born with a rare genetic condition called ectrodactyly. His fingers and toes were fused together, creating an appearance that resembled a lobster's claws. Fate had already paved his path to the spotlight, as his father, who had the same condition, was already successful in traveling circuses. The Stiles family turned their condition into a lucrative business, billing themselves as the Lobster Family. During their performances, Grady would impress audiences by demonstrating how he could perform everyday tasks with his unusual hands. But behind the scenes, a dark story unfolded. Alcohol and a fiery temper turned Grady into a violent man. The height of his rage culminated in a shocking crime: the murder of his daughter's fiancé. Ironically, his physical condition kept him out of prison, as the facilities were not equipped for someone with his characteristics. I have a question for you. First, I'd like to tell you that it's possible to keep up with the biggest curiosities of our world every day. But for that, you need to be subscribed to our channel. So have you subscribed yet? If not, take the opportunity to subscribe now. Now that you've done that, let's go. Number 15. The Siamese Twins. Born in Siam, present-day Thailand, in 1811, Chang and Eng Bunker are credited with coining the term Siamese twins. Joined at the sternum by a small strip of cartilage, the brothers turned their condition into an extraordinary success story. After touring the world with P.T. Barnum, the brothers settled in North Carolina, where they became prosperous farmers. They married 2 sisters and had 21 children in all. They developed a unique system of cooperation in their daily lives. They alternated who had the final say in decisions each day. Their families lived in separate houses, and they spent 3 days in each residence. They were shrewd businessmen and even owned slaves, a complex irony considering their own history of showmanship. Number 14. Francesco Lentini. Francesco Lentini was born in Sicily in 1889, with a peculiarity that would make him world famous: a 3rd leg, the result of a parasitic twin that did not fully develop. The extra leg projected from his right hip, complete with a rudimentary foot. From an early age, Lentini developed impressive coordination. He learned to use his 3rd leg to his advantage, creating sensational acts that left audiences speechless. He rode a bike, jumped obstacles, and even played soccer using his extra leg. At the age of 8, he moved to the United States, where he built a brilliant career in the circus. But his greatest achievement was proving that limitations are just challenges to be overcome. He got married, had 4 children, and used his earnings to buy a farm in Italy for his family. Number 13. Ella Harper. Born in the lush green fields of Tennessee in 1870, Ella Harper brought with her a unique trait that would defy all medical expectations. Her knees bent backwards, the result of a condition called congenital genu recurvatum. This peculiarity caused her to walk in a way that resembled the gait of a camel. At just 16, Ella joined the W. H. Harris nickel plate circus, where she earned $200 a week, a fortune at the time. Audiences were mesmerized by her graceful, agile movements on all fours. But Ella had bigger dreams than the big top. After a lucrative stint, she stepped out of the spotlight to pursue her education, proving that her spirit was as extraordinary as her body. Number 12. Martin Joe Lorello. Ever wanted to turn your head 180 degrees like an owl? Martin Lorello did just that. Born Martin Emmerling in 1885 in Germany, he had an extremely flexible spine that allowed him to perform feats that were impossible for normal people. In the early 1900s, he became a star of the Barnum and Bailey Circus. His act, turning his head completely backwards and performing everyday tasks in that position. From Germany to the world, he performed at Ripley's Believe It or Not and Ringling Brothers, leaving audiences open-mouthed wherever he went. Number 11. The Lion Man. Stefan Bobrowski, better known as Lionel, was born in 1891 with a very rare condition called hypertrichosis. His entire body was covered in long, silky hair, giving him a leonine appearance that caused astonishment and fascination. In the circus, he was billed as the Lion Man, but his gentle personality and sharp intelligence soon won over everyone around him. Lionel spoke 5 languages, was a talented athlete, and broke every stereotype associated with his appearance. He married, had children, and proved that true beauty transcends the surface. Number 10. The Human Skeleton. Isaac Sprague was an ordinary man until he was 12 years old, when he began to lose weight rapidly for no apparent reason. His mysterious condition, which puzzled doctors, meant that his adult weight never exceeded 42 pounds, despite being 5'6" tall. Known as the living skeleton, Sprague turned his affliction into a lucrative career in the circus. P.T. Barnum hired him for $80 a week, a small fortune at the time. Despite his frail appearance, Isaac was a learned and talented man. He played several musical instruments and was an excellent accountant. He married 3 times and had 3 children, all of whom were of normal weight. Number 9. Priscilla Lother. From lush Puerto Rico came a story that defied all beauty standards. Priscilla Lother was born in 1911 with hypertrichosis, a condition that covered her body in thick hair. At age 3, her father took her to New York in search of medical answers, but fate had other plans. Carl Lother, a circus entrepreneur with a generous heart, saw in Priscilla not an attraction, but a child in need of protection and love. Under his care, she blossomed and became an admired performer. Fate had another surprise in store. She fell in love with Emmett Bajano, known as the Man in Alligator Skin. Together, they proved that true love goes far beyond physical appearance. Number 8. General Tom Thumb. Charles Sherwood Stratton, better known as General Tom Thumb, was born in Connecticut in 1838. At just 24 inches tall, he became one of the biggest stars of the 19th century. P.T. Barnum, recognizing his innate charisma, turned him into a worldwide sensation at the age of 4. Tom Thumb was not just another entertainer. He was a complete showman. He sang, danced, told jokes, and imitated famous people. His performances for Queen Victoria and other European monarchs made him an international celebrity. His wedding to Lavinia Warren, also a person with dwarfism, was the social event of 1863, with over 2,000 guests and coverage by the world's press. Number 7. Joseph Merrick. Victorian London, 1862. Joseph Merrick was born with Proteus syndrome, a condition that transformed his body in extraordinary ways. His oversized head, bony protrusions, and enlarged right arm made him a unique figure in history. Escaping the harshness of the workhouse, Merrick found refuge in the world of variety shows as the Elephant Man. His life changed when he met Dr. Frederick Trevis, a physician who saw beyond his deformities and discovered a brilliant and sensitive man. At the London hospital, Merrick finally found peace and dignity, proving that true beauty lies within. Number 6. Fannie Mills. Fannie Mills was born in 1860 with a medical condition known as Milroy's disease. Her unique feature? Her gigantic feet contrasted sharply with her delicate frame. Standing just 5'2" tall and weighing 110 pounds, Fannie was known for her feet, which measured an impressive 18 inches long and 7 inches wide. In 1885, she decided to turn her condition into an opportunity. The posters advertised a $5,000 reward for any man who would marry her. The advertising gimmick drew crowds, but fate had an even bigger surprise in store for Fannie. William Brown, her nurse's brother, fell in love with her. They married in 1886, proving that true love doesn't care about appearances. Number 5. Alice Doherty. Alice Doherty emerged in Minneapolis in 1887 as a true natural oddity. Her body was covered in soft, blonde fur that grew non-stop, reaching an incredible 9 inches in length. Her condition, called hypertrichosis lanuginosa, made her a unique attraction in circuses in the American Midwest. Known as the Woolly Girl from Minnesota, Alice charmed audiences not only with her unique appearance, but also with her captivating personality. Her parents turned her condition into a lucrative business, but always prioritized her well-being. At the age of 28, tired of life on the road, Alice decided to retire from the stage, leaving behind a story that mixed fascination and overcoming. Number 4. Schlitzie. Standing just 4 feet tall, Schlitzie became one of the biggest legends in the world of variety shows. Born Simon Metz in 1901, his rare condition, known as microcephaly, gave him unique facial features that made him instantly recognizable. Billed as the last of the Aztecs, Schlitzie won hearts with his infectious smile and sunny personality. His greatest moment came in 1932, when he starred in the cult film Freaks. Despite the controversy surrounding the film, Schlitzie continued to spread joy wherever he went. Those who knew him always remembered his easy laugh and ability to brighten even the darkest days. Number 3. Felix Werl, the man who transformed his skin into an unbelievable spectacle. Born in Germany in the late 19th century with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, Felix had a skin elasticity that defied imagination. At the Barnum and Bailey Circus, he became the man with the elastic skin. His act? Stretching his stomach skin an incredible 18 inches. As if that weren't enough, he turned his cheeks into stretchy works of art and even tied his skin in knots. Felix proved that sometimes the most unusual features can turn into real entertainment. Number 2. Annie Jones. Annie Jones was born in 1865 in Virginia with a feature that would make her famous: a full, silky beard. At 9 months old, she already had more facial hair than many adult men. P.T. Barnum discovered her as a baby and convinced her parents to display her in his museum. Far from being ashamed of her condition, Annie embraced her uniqueness. In addition to her impressive beard, she grew long hair down to her waist and dressed in elegant clothes, creating a fascinating contrast between femininity and masculinity. She was a talented musician and became a spokesperson for circus performers, fighting against the use of the term freak and defending the dignity of her fellow performers. Number 1. Jojo. From the icy lands of Imperial Russia emerged Fedor Jevtichow. Born in 1868, with a characteristic that would make him world famous. His face and body were completely covered in hair, giving him an appearance that resembled a dog. P.T. Barnum, always on the lookout for unique talents, brought him to the United States in 1884. Known as Jojo the Dog-Faced Boy, he surprised everyone with his sharp intelligence. He quickly learned English, German, and French, demonstrating that behind his unusual appearance lay a brilliant mind. His sharp sense of humor and engaging personality made him much more than just an attraction. He became an advocate for the rights of people with disabilities. Which of these circus freaks shocked you the most? Tell me in the comments below. Now I want to know from you, what would you do if you found a mysterious and scary relic? You'll find out if you click on this video that's appearing on the screen now. Take advantage of it, as I've put it together especially for you. Well, that's it, and until next time, Curious One.